I'm Peter Michaels. We're at Beau's Bar and Stage with some very special guests this week for Friday CRAFTernoons, the Static Shift out of Calgary. Go ahead, introduce yourself, fellas, and what you do in the band.
I'm Isaiah Stonehouse. I play drums and do some vocal harmonies.
My name is Mitchell Brady. I am the guitarist and vocalist of Static Shift.
My name is Karen Friesen, and I am the bass player of Static Shift.
Rock and roll and beer pair very nicely together. If I can get each of you guys individually to tell me the first time you picked up your instrument that you play. Can you remember the feeling and when you first picked up your instrument?
First time for me that I can remember was at my dad's studio in BC. I just walked down into the basement and saw the drum kit and just caught my eye immediately. Started playing it, and 10 years later, here we are. Just loved it. So
I would say I saw a documentary called It Might Get Loud.
Nice.
Okay, right? Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, go check it out. Yeah, Jimmy Page definitely inspired me off that one. Watched it and then had to go pick up the guitar. I played drums before that, and I was like, everyone plays guitar. Why do I want to do that? But then Jimmy Page played guitar, so I had to as well.
Yeah, for me, I think I was around 8 years old, and I had played a bit of piano and stuff, but I never really got into it. And my dad, I was kind of looking for an instrument to play, and my dad told me I wanted to play guitar, but my dad told me there were too many guitar players, and a friend of his was giving away a bass. So his friend Dean gave me a bass.
Shout out to Dean.
So shout out to Dean. Thanks for first bass.
All right. It's funny how fate steps in and takes care of that sometimes.
Oh, that's right.
The Static Shift from Calgary joining us on Friday CRAFTernoons. So same type of question, but can you go back in your memory banks and think of the first time you tried a beer?
first time I tried a beer legally was at a hockey game, Canucks versus Flames, for my 18th birthday. Yeah, first time I actually had a beer. I don't know, maybe like a stingy garage party or something.
Fair enough. I think first time I had a beer was quite some time ago in BC. Maybe father said, son, do you want to share a beer? But no, first legal beer I'd say was at the Blues Can in Calgary, Alberta. Yeah, what a fantastic place to have a first beer. Yes.
I remember, I think this would be my first beer. My dad snuck me into a big rec show and ended up, had 2 beers with my dad that day.
So I think what we're learning here is dads are a bad influence.
Yeah, exactly.
We love you, dads.
Okay, so we're going to try. It's perfect. We've lined up a beer from Calgary for you guys. Cabin Brewing out of Calgary, and we have their Retro Spectrum Pale Ale. These guys knock it out of the park, and it works really good. You guys have that real kind of retro rock kind of sound. And take a look at those cans. I mean, Cabin's got the real retro feel.
Look at that. We love those colors. That's fantastic.
All right, fellas, pick up your beers.
All right.
And cheers to the
Cheers.
Static Shift and Beau's Bar and Stage.
Thank you, Beau's, for having us. Woo, I didn't get you, Peter. Hold on. That's how I feel cheated.
That is a great beer. It's light, a little bit of hoppiness, some citrus to it as well.
Definitely.
Cabin absolutely knocks it out of the park with beer. These guys knock it out of the park on stage. You've had a couple of shows now at Beau's, and you know the crowds keep building. There's more and more people here each time. We're proud to announce the Static Shifter coming back to Beau's, right? You guys will be here again to play?
Peter. That's absolutely right. We'll be here on April 16th to rock the house again.
We're like stray dogs. You feed us too much great rock and roll, and you're never going to, like... Red Deer has a habit of latching onto bands, and you guys definitely are making some noise in this town for sure. Check them out at Beau's Bar and Stage and grab a Cabin Retro Spectrum when you do.
Woo! Why don't you? Cheers.